just live in it.
Well, Lena was laughing about it. Lena was laughing. She's saying, Will Panda, the host, and then list all the other three of us with our accomplishments and, professional accolades.
It was, I mean, professional accolades. Charlie, creator of Litecoin, he did one thing. Charlie, Ricardo, lead maintainer of Monero. What? That's not even true anymore.
Yeah. Did they not get that right?
You're just jealous. I spent 15 minutes creating Litecoin, and you spend like every day of your life for the last 8 years trading, and no one recognizes you.
Yeah, well, Panda, I mean, if you don't know how to use the fork button on GitHub, I'm sure Charlie can provide you with some instructions.
Guys, he is the host. We shouldn't be dissing our host.
Well, the tweet storm was actually pretty good. That was a good. It's good for new people in the space to kind of learn about.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the idea, because it's still I see a lot of new people coming in now, and it's always the same cycle basically. And it's also always weird that people write articles about your tweets. I'm still not used to that. I mean, you guys also get that, but it's weird.
But it's not going to help, the new people coming in are not going to Will Panda's Twitter to look for advice. They're looking for how to get rich quickly by buying some shitcoin.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. But even if one person links my thread to one guy and that saves him from buying a proof of stake coin, might be worth it.
Maybe.
Okay, so Ricardo, let's start the show. Or did I catch you completely off guard now?
Yeah, now you call me off guard. Now I'm not ready. Okay, all right.
That's how we go.
Magical crypto. The best thing to do is simply to hodl. What's a young pony to do in a sea of shady ICOs? Alliance courage can light up even the darkness of shadows. Unlike the corporate suits, the whale panda is wise. A chicken dreams about the moon while soaring in the skies. As Bitcoin sees new all-time highs. All around me I see big blockheads. Magical crypto. The best thing to do is simply to hodl. We'll always buy the dip, and we'll always be the best of the rest.
About us, so.
Well, screen grab it and send it to Rick, and then he'll put it in.
And we're going. I think we got back on the screen grab it and send it to Rick thing. It's excellent. Great timing.
Okay.
We're live, by the way.
Okay.
You guys can say stuff, and it goes on the YouTubes. How does YouTube work?
I don't know. I only use TikTok.
I'm a big Vine user.
We're talking about that J.K. Rowling's tweet.
Oh, that's for later. First, Ricardo has to
follow the script.
Follow the script. Don't go off script.
I know you practice this. We practice this for days. How can we get it wrong when we're live? What's the point of doing 17 dry runs? We do dress rehearsals for a reason, Charlie. Come on.
Yeah. You did it with 2 Samsons. I wasn't there.
What's the difference?
The show producers are furious, Charlie.
Well, I don't get paid enough for this, so.
The director's just stormed out. He's throwing his papers down and walked away.
For the people that are saying that I don't have anything on my green screen, I know that. I'm just sitting in my place where I normally record stuff. But unlike Charlie, I don't have a lot of money to buy Zoom Pro to get stuff in the background. So I didn't create a coin myself. So yeah, too poor. Okay, Ricardo, can you start the announcement?
Yeah, if I have to.
It's the sponsor ad.
All right. All right, here we go.
Well, that's how we put food on our table, Rick.
Yes.
Good job.
This pays the bills.
It does.
Well, it tries to. Let's see. You may not have heard of them before, so here we go again. Bitsy is the best exchange to buy, sell, and trade confidently. With Bitsy's new OTC instant buy and sell tool, you can now easily swap crypto and fiat from as little as $1 to as much as $1 million. Enjoy best pricing and boost your referral earnings by inviting your friends to Bitsy. Trade confidently. Trade on Bitsy.com. BTSE.com. http:// www.btse.com/
One more time.
/ index.php.
You don't know that.
I just have one comment. When you did the C, it's mirrored.
Oh, well,
redo.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I guess I still need to do the introductions. I forgot to do that. So it's still me, Whale Panda, in front of the green screen. Charlie somewhere on the moon, I guess. That's a bit early. We're not there yet.
This is where Ricardo is.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
That's
And Ricardo is somewhere there on Charlie's screen on the bottom.
Actually, the images, yeah.
And Sam somehow, he's somewhere in lockdown for 14 days.
Almost done.
I don't even know the sex.
Nice apartment you're in.
Thank you. It's not mine.
So yeah, let's start talking about a bit about Corona, I guess. How are you guys holding up? For me personally, we are now allowed to go outside again. Life is slowly going back to normal. Kids are going back to school. Not everyone, not all kids yet. There has to be like 1.5 meter distance between the kids, which is very complicated with kids, obviously. And restaurants and bars are not open yet, but a lot of the restaurants do delivery now and actually making more money because they don't they can sell more food and they don't have to pay for waiters. So they're actually making more profit now than they did when they had the restaurants open. But slowly life is going back to normal here in Europe. Italy is opening its borders soon. So maybe I can still go on vacation in the summer. So how are you guys holding up?
So here in South Africa, we're still on lockdown. We moved from level 5 lockdown to level 4 lockdown, which is almost the same as level 5 lockdown, except they added a curfew. So it's worse but better, or better but worse. They have, however, now allowed e-commerce. So, you know, at least you can have stuff delivered to your door, which is novel. But yeah, we're still living in a nanny state. We're not allowed to buy alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's, and there legitimately is an 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. Like you cannot go out your house after 8 p.m.
Wow.
And you're only allowed to exercise. You're only allowed to exercise between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. And you know, when you're under lockdown, you don't really wake up until like after 9. So yeah, there's that.
You know, in Canada, like alcohol stores are open. It's essential service.
Oh yeah, I actually don't understand the rationale behind it. Yeah, I think it's something to do with they're concerned about domestic violence and the link between that and alcohol. But it's yeah, there are a lot of people that I think are quite frustrated with it. So not to the point of riots yet, but it might get there over alcohol.
And one more comment from here, as you can see, hairdressers are not open yet. So they're starting actually next week, but the first appointment I could get is 6th of June. So our next episode should be after the 6th, because otherwise it's going to get worse and worse. They're going to look like Andrew Poelstra soon. So
maybe it's a good look for you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll become a developer.
No. I rather make money.
Oh, ow. Low blow.
Wait.
You make money when trading? I didn't know that.
Nah,
Oh.
I'm poor. You know, I only have 0.25 BTC.
Really? I only have 0.25 too.
Everyone does. So. Okay, now we have that out of the way. So let's talk about the Bitcoin halving. And how did you guys celebrate? Did you guys celebrate it? Or did you watch any of the live? There were a lot of live streams. Why didn't we do a live stream? Because it was stupid. I mean,
No, because we were busy, I think.
Well, you were on like 2 or 3 live streams, I guess.
Yeah, I was doing 2 things at the same time. So I was on a Chinese live stream, chain node, and I was supposed to be finished that one and in the ADI summit, but for some reason the Chinese one ran long and the other one was late. So I did them both at the same time, which was really, really difficult.
Okay.
How did you do both at the same time?
Basically, they're both playing, and I'm just listening to both and trying to figure out when I'm getting asked a question, and then I mute the other stream and answer the question, and then I go back.
That is strange.
But there's a trick to doing it, because Alex Petrov was on the ADI thing with me. So whenever I see Alex talking, I can kind of put my guard down because I know it's going to go on for a while. It's kind of like Ricardo. When Ricardo's goes, I'm just like, drinking my water and chilling.
So,
not saying anything.
No, he's too busy, I think, setting up stuff for later.
Yeah, just making sure everything's ready. That's, I mean, you know, besides, I only comment on funny jokes.
So what did you guys do for halving, or did it go as expected? Samsung did predict that we would go to 10K before halving, which we did, but then we dropped again, of course, because Samsung, yeah.
The halving was kind of anti-dramatic because the halved block happened so fast, like a second later, right? It would be a lot more dramatic if the halving block took like forever.
Well, the block offset took like
the block after took
so,
like
20
minutes or something, but the halving block happened like a second after the previous one, so everyone's like, oh, we already halved. It was pretty anti-dramatic.
Well, the sad part was that we were supposed to be at in New York, all of us. So
actually, the halving, if we did do Magical Crypto in New York, I think we would have partied all night until the halving, right? Because that would have been the last day of the conference.
Well, wasn't it like no? It was Monday.
Day.
We'd have to party all day, all night, and then to the afternoon the next day.
Yeah. Maybe in 4 years. No.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll be long gone.
I think the halving was not as exciting because we didn't see any mining death spiral, and the price didn't really pop either. So it just kind of happened, and here we are.
Yeah, but definitely this year's halving was a lot more. There's a lot more media attention to it than compared to 4 years ago.
Oh, definitely.
There's all these live streamings covered everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed that. Someone was like, "Wow, man! So the last halving must have been really exciting," and I was like, "No, not really. Which party did you attend?" I think I just opened a bottle of whiskey again in my lounge. Yeah, and then which live streaming? Which live stream were you on last time? There wasn't one.
Yeah, nothing really happened 4 years ago.
Yeah. I think 4 years ago, I was still at BTCC, and some people in the office were waiting for it to happen in the office, and they got some food and drinks and stuff. And I just went home. So I don't think I was there at the actual halving block, but this is totally different. You know, it's like a holiday almost, or a New Year's Eve. Everyone's online, everyone's waiting.
You know, 4 years later, like in 4 years, it's going to be so much more crazier than this time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because
the only thing I remember from the 2016, well, the 2012 halving, like, I have this vague recollection of just being like, you know, oh no, I should try mine stuff before that happens. And then the 2016 halving, I remember BTCC had those blocks that they produced.
Yeah, the titanium blocks.
Yeah. And I remember like they were like, these are the last few 25 Bitcoin blocks, because after this point in time, we're going to have to make some 12.5 Bitcoin blocks.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, I didn't think about that.
What, making blocks or buying it?
No, I mean, I didn't think that like the block, I mean, their physical blocks are going to change. Like, oh, wow. That's like the only real effect of the halving.
The 2012 halving, actually, there were some miners that kept mining 50 Bitcoins in a block, and they got orphaned right away.
Yeah.
That was like a attempt at, I don't know, like stealing more coins, or I don't know what they were trying to do, but it was kind of, I mean, they had to change the code to do that. So they must have thought that it might have worked. I don't know.
Well, back then, people didn't really know how Bitcoin works. So I don't know, everything's possible, I guess. So they thought they'd try it.
Yeah, I guess.
People still don't know how Bitcoin works. So that's a change there.
Evidently.
Yeah. So we did see like a huge spike in hash rate right before the halving, because I remember Charlie saying like, "What the hell are these miners doing?"
Yeah, like blocks started going really fast the last day, and the halving estimated time actually moved forward because of that.
Yeah. So the hash rate is now a bit down. I guess after this difficulty adjustment, it will actually stay around the same. Maybe down a few percentage, but it will not make a huge difference. Do you guys expect a lot of miners to shut off afterwards, or?
How much has the hash rate dropped, the calculated hash rate?
Not much, actually. Especially like today, it started picking up again. So it's about the same as before. Let me check.
Yeah, I think we're gonna drop because the price is below 10K. And the thing about mining is it's always a lagging indicator. When the price was spiking above 10, people were buying S9s and trying to rack them up, and then it came back down, but then they take some while to take them offline. So it's always trailing the price in some form or fashion. And I think right now we're just seeing them shed that. But if we pop tomorrow over 10K again, I think we'll see more hash rate come on, like a week later. It just takes time. It's all about logistics and moving stuff around and plugging stuff in.
We got an interesting question, actually. Is halving just dumb compared to gradual decrease, like Monero, or is there an upside to it? I guess it was mainly because maybe Satoshi didn't really think about it.
Well, the upside is
like
it's simple, right? It's a very simple calculation.
Yeah. It's very predictable. Everyone knows what's going on.
Actually look at it and know exactly what to expect. And that's important, right? You don't want a complicated thing that determines the supply.
So maybe a good reference point is, Bitcoin's difficulty adjustment. Like, there are certainly advantages to adjusting difficulty every block, but there's also so many caveats. And there's been like all these, gravity well difficulty adjustment algorithms to try and counteract that. And Bitcoin is, it might take 2 weeks to adjust, but like it adjusts predictably and simply. So I think Satoshi chose the simplest routes, as Charlie was saying, and simplicity when it comes to designing production grade cryptography systems. It's, simplicity wins every time. Complexity is the enemy of security.
Yeah. Plus, the 2-week interval is good because it prevents anyone from gaming the network, like moving on and off quickly, like we see in the fake Bitcoins. They're just like alternating on and off because they're just jumping chain to chain based on how much difficulty it is at that time.
Yeah, there's stability in miner profitability, right? All that matters is the difficulty, and the block reward. So if that stays the same for 2 weeks, then you don't care who else is mining. You know for sure whether or not your machines are profitable based off of your electricity rate.
And that's not to say that we shouldn't be doing other things now that we have more information and more knowledge. It's 10 years. past when Satoshi made those decisions and introduced Bitcoin. But I think that, keeping stuff as simple as possible should still be a goal of any financial system like this.
Yeah. Adam made some good decisions then. I mean, Satoshi.
So talking about
you mean Craig Wright?
So talking about mining profitability, did you see that the exchange FTX, they did now mining difficulty futures, which apparently a lot of miners requested so they can hedge against it.
Oh, that's pretty interesting, yeah.
Do you think it will be used a lot, or it's just a novelty, fun thing?
I think it's actually pretty interesting because then miners could hedge their investment in mining equipment, and then speculator obviously will be on the other side of that hedge and will provide liquidity. I think it's actually a pretty good product.
I agree. I think so too.
So are you going to trade it?
Me? I'm not a miner,
no.
so.
No, Whale Panda.
Oh, Whale Panda.
I'm not a mining expert, so
plus he's
I'm
not
gonna stay
technically.
away.
We have no idea what difficulty will do. So
yeah,
well,
but there's ways you can game it, right?
is well. Look, the first it's now the thing that's live is for Q3 2020, and it's now at let me check. This is fun to watch.
The thing about that market is, if you're a miner, you can game it. If you know you're bringing on a lot of hash rate, then you can go and take a position accordingly, right? Or if you're taking hash rate offline.
So it's predicted at now 18. What's that? 18 trillion something, or
what are you looking at?
The difficult. Well, what's the difficulty at right now? Yeah, I didn't expect the question. This is fun.
No one asked that. You just went to look for it.
No, well, you start talking about if I will trade it. So difficulty is 16 at the moment. It's 16.19 trillion, I guess, and it's predicted for Q3. The average in Q3 for 18 trillion, which is not that much actually. So it's only like
15% increase.
Yeah. So maybe I should long it. Anyway, I think it's an interesting
what
product.
Do you actually trade, Panda?
What?
What products do you actually trade?
Shitcoins and Bitcoin options, Bitcoin futures, stuff like that.
What's your favorite shitcoin?
To trade?
Yeah.
Ethereum. It's so easy.
There's a lot of liquidity in Ethereum, so.
Yeah, well, it's the second biggest coin for now. Pretty soon, Tether will, of course,
well, Tether's not
have higher.
You don't trade.
No, well, you trade with Tether, but
yeah,
it's gonna be fun when Tether overtakes Ethereum in the market cap. You know that our BTC is going crazy now with all the Tether conspiracy stuff, and it was strange why it suddenly started, and then I realized, oh, it's because Tether overtook the Bcash market cap. I explained it.
Tether's market cap, you can't really compare it with any other coin, so it's kind of silly.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't work the same way.
Yeah.
But it would be fun if the Tether market cap is bigger than Ethereum one, while Tether is mainly on Ethereum.
That's true. Tether's market cap could eventually be bigger than Bitcoin's market cap. I mean, that's possible too.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, Samson, you want to do a giveaway?
Yeah, our social media manager says we should do more interactions with people watching our show.
Today, I learned we have a social media manager.
Yeah, well, we have like tons of staff behind the camera too. So the giveaway is we'll do it simple. So if you're watching live now and you want what do you call it, Whale Panda? A plushie? We call it a plushie. If you want a plushie of one of us, lion, panda, chicken, pony. Sorry.
Wow. You forgot what I am. Dude, I'm shocked. I don't even know what to say.
I'm sorry. Just had a brain melt. So just guess
Old
our
age.
favorite food. And the best answer will win.
Or most racist one.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Okay, so we'll do, well, I mean, just comment now. So if you want a plushie, just say something and then we'll go back and find who won and someone will contact you.
Let me decide what my favorite food is first.
Wait, for all of us, right?
Yeah, well, whoever's doll you want, you'll guess their food.
Well, everyone's going to want a panda. I mean, come on. And whatever Ricardo is.
I mean, ponies are
horse?
pretty cool too.
You're a
Well,
mule.
say-
It's like the Wells Fargo toy or plushie that they give out every year. You guys know about
Yeah.
the Wells Fargo, like, is it horse or pony that they give out a different plushie every year to their customers?
I have no idea. I know what
Guys,
Wells Fargo is, so that's already a start.
Go Google it.
Guys, you can't just say the food. You have to say who and what food. Oh,
How many
Fluffy's
viewers do you
favorite
have
food is
live right
wine.
now?
Is that a winner?
Yeah.
Good enough, I think.
I love that. That's awesome.
Okay. So Ahmed Kamal won a pony.
If I say steak. Oh, it's just one guy who's saying steak all over. Okay.
But
He's just
who?
spamming steak.
Who likes steak? Somebody does.
My favorite food has the word steak in it. That's
Okay.
a big hint.
No, someone says Charlie likes tacos.
No, I hate Mexican food.
Is that racist?
No, I don't
Hate.
think that's
Well,
racist.
when you say hate, I mean, you can
I
say
hate
I don't.
Mexican food.
That's gonna get sound bited. Okay, we'll come back and check later.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we're now just reading this chat, which is not very productive. So moving on. Charlie, Luno added Litecoin. How excited are you? How big news is that for you?
To be honest, I didn't know who Luno was initially, but Ricardo told me all about Luno. Ricardo,
Because they're African?
What's this thing about Luno?
So Luno started off as a South African only exchange called BitX, and then they rebranded to Luno. They've subsequently launched in a number of other markets, mostly Africa, but they're making strides in like Southern Asia and I guess emerging markets primarily, at least based on what I've seen. But they're pretty big in South Africa. They're one of the biggest exchanges, if not the biggest. I would be skeptical of any other exchange coming close to their volume in South Africa, and it's a relatively mature market here. So yeah, like it's I would say if it was just like, oh, Litecoin got added to a South African exchange, maybe, you know, not that exciting, but given Luno's footprint, I'm fairly certain that they have a local presence in as many countries as like Binance does. But obviously, because their focus is on emerging markets, they're probably a lot less well known than Binance. But yeah, like it's a pretty big deal. They've been extremely conservative about adding coins. They added Bitcoin Cash just sort of, you know, as an outcome of people, customers demanding that they get their Bitcoin Cash when the fork happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then besides that, I think they eventually added Ethereum amidst lots of pressure. I think the fact that they've added Litecoin is good. It shows that they're expanding their horizons a bit. Given how many, the amount of sway they have with various regulatory bodies in these emerging markets, I think that that's just an all-around positive thing.
That's great. The best
You're
part
going to
is
tell them about
actually,
Liquid, right?
I was saying the best part is that they didn't, they don't have to ask me for permission to add Litecoin. Because if they ask me for permission, I'll ask them for $1 million.
So you're doing basically the opposite of Justin. Justin would give them $1 million, but
yeah, I mean, actually, a lot of these small exchanges like reach out to me and say like, they want to add Litecoin, but they want me to pay them to add Litecoin. I'm like, it should be the opposite. You should pay me for me to give you permission to add Litecoin.
I'm still reading the comments. Will Panda likes to eat bamboo. Yes, true.
I like the one where it says you eat hot dogs.
Samson's favorite food is some sort of liquid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the one below that is right. I like sashimi.
Well, with you just post a lot of stuff, a lot of pictures on Instagram and stuff like that from your food. So
yeah,
you're one of those annoying people. But also Luno did a documentary. And
Rick's the star.
I saw Ricardo in it. So what was the documentary about?
It's about
Show the
Bitcoin.
preview, Rick.
But what do you mean it's about Bitcoin? You do Monero, you don't do Bitcoin?
I mean, I've been involved with Bitcoin longer than I've been involved with Monero, so there's that. And yet somehow I'm more of a Monero person than a Bitcoin person in everyone's mind, which is fair. Yeah.
So what's the documentary about? Yeah.
The documentary is about Bitcoin, about how you discovered Bitcoin, about what was your penny drop moment when you were like, oh wow. And I think part of it as well is also like Bitcoin's place in emerging markets like in Africa. So I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen the final thing, so I have no idea.
Is it live somewhere?
Some of my friends on it. That's cool. I think it's gonna be live on Amazon Prime. I don't know when.
Oh,
okay.
You're gonna be bigger than the Tiger King.
Is it about mostly South Africa or all of Africa?
No, so mostly South Africa. It seemed, at least from what I've seen on the on the preview, I mean on the trailer, and in terms of like who's been interviewed. But there's some stuff from Botswana in there and a couple of other African countries. So I think it does span the continent. But yeah, like in all honesty, South Africa has kind of been the hub of crypto or Bitcoin activity. So I think it's fitting that there's some focus on it. I don't expect that to be the case forever, but it is the case right now.
So what's the documentary called? Is it Pony King?
Samson made it funny.
I try.
See, in our old shows, all these stupid comments would just get cut out. So yeah,
mostly Samson's tries and jokes. So Ricardo's in the movie. Samson and I are in the movie, the Cryptopia. How about you, Whale Panda?
I'm anonymous.
He's just a host.
I don't want to be in your stupid movies. I'll make my own movie. They actually asked me to be in the next Avengers movie, but I said no.
Yeah.
Sure. There we go. It's called Banking on Africa, the Bitcoin Revolution. It doesn't say when it's going to come to Prime Video.
Just tell them to rename it to Pony King if you want ratings. Seriously, I'm serious.
Serious. I'm so serious.
And so about my movie career, I'm also thinking about doing a new Kung Fu Panda. So there's that.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So he's already a star.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on, yesterday, J.K. Rowling started talking about Bitcoin. And rolling. And what was very obvious is that Bitcoiners suck at explaining Bitcoin. Like, how would you explain Bitcoin to a non-technical celebrity without like going like full crazy? Yeah.
Oh, I saw some of the replies, and well, Vitalik's was stupid, but I saw some of the replies, and they were quite creative too, and some were pretty simple. Of course, there's stupid ones as well, but I think people did an honest try to tell her. I just don't think she was really trying to learn or take it seriously.
Well, it's hard to kind of explain Bitcoin in a tweet or two.
Yeah, so that too.
If she's interested, she would dig deeper and she'll learn.
Yeah, but you also know that like if a celebrity mentions Bitcoin, you know that like thousands of people just gonna jump on that tweet and start replying all, and they're not. And I'm talking about the Bitcoins. I'm not even talking about the Nano, the Ripple, the Bcashers, the BSCers that also jump in and start spamming. And
yeah.
So Ricardo, can you?
No one actually jumped in and talked about Litecoin because our community doesn't do that kind of stuff.
Well, even Elon Musk jumped in and explained it. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, he probably did the best job of all.
Probably, yeah.
So okay, but maybe we should have like one spokesperson who just deals with these PR situations.
So for a decentralized currency, we should appoint one person to talk about it.
Yes, or we should like create a website, and there we should have like in just the right amount of characters, a description of Bitcoin that everyone agrees with.
Yeah, that's
and then we can just copy paste it.
Jameson Love had a good, funny response about, he was talking about Grin and Mimblewimble and everything, and saying like how she should understand it better.
I liked my response. I thought it was pretty creative. The Federal Reserve is the Philosopher's Stone. So basically they can make any metal into gold. And then Bitcoin is money that you cast the Protego spell on, so it can't be cursed.
That's dumb and too nerdy for me.
That's Harry Potter explanation.
Full disclosure, I never read the books.
I've never read the books either. Only seen the movies.
I didn't see the movies.
I read the first book. It was pretty good.
Full disclosure, like, couldn't care less about young adult novels.
Oh, you're gonna say full disclosure? I can't read.
That's racist.
The one thing I found really stupid with the book is that the game, what is it called, Quidditch? The rules don't make any sense whatsoever. I don't know if you guys, if it was shown in the movie or not, but
that's where they're riding the broom around, catching a ball flying through the air, right?
Yeah, they have to throw the ball through the hoops and you get 1 point. But if you catch the whatever thing it's called, the little like flying thing, then you get like 50 points and you win the game. So all like this throwing balls into the hoops don't matter at all as long as you catch the, I don't know, someone in the chat can say, tell us what it is.
Yeah, Charlie, come on. Let's not talk about it. So Ricardo, how would you explain Bitcoin? Let's do something productive. How would you explain Bitcoin to a completely new person who's not technical, who's rich, who's already rich, who doesn't need it, like, yeah, to your billionaire friends?
It's like the US dollar, but no single government controls it, and it's on the internet, not physical.
Okay. And
that's not that good.
What's it backed by? Because Vitalik immediately said like it's not backed by anything, which
it's backed by maths.
It's too cliche.
Vitalik's tweet was pretty
#science.
Pretty funny. He said something like, "It's only valuable because people like to collect it."
Yeah.
It was very bad.
Just ignore him.
Okay, and that's enough about this, I guess.
But if J.K. Rowling wants to buy Bitcoin, she can go to Bitsy and buy it. Crypto trades don't need KYC.
She doesn't have crypto, so how is she?
Yeah, how is she gonna get crypto? I mean,
pretty sure
what? If she posts like a QR code on her tweets, she'll get a lot of crypto.
Didn't some people offer to send her some crypto?
Probably.
I saw some.
And there were also some guys who changed their username and their profile picture to look like J.K. Rowling, and then start posting all kinds of crap.
Oh, I saw that too.
Like they bought the Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was pretty good actually.
Yeah.
So now let's go to the main.
She didn't mention Bitcoin's about My Little Pony in one of her tweets. And I was like, is she talking about her show?
We can only hope.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if she got introduced to her show about Bitcoin and she's like, are because she saw the intro and she's like, "What the hell is this?"
I posted a link to our intro on the.
Did you?
Yeah.
So maybe she did see your intro.
Maybe she's watching us right now.
Hi. Sorry,
Hey,
we didn't.
JK.
None of us read your books, but who cares, right?
I read
Well,
it.
watch your
You're a
movies.
billionaire anyway.
We just wanted to put like 10% of our wealth into Bitcoin so that we can all be rich.
Buy my bags.
I mean, it's not a joke. I mean, most people like retweeting her or replying to her are probably thinking that, right? If she puts a lot of money into it, then Bitcoin price will go up.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. The important thing is she's talking about it. And the more important thing is Elon Musk is replying. So it's a massive PR for Bitcoin. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
what
she has
says.
what, like 14 million Twitter followers. So her tweets,
exactly.
like, if like 1% or 10% of those people actually look into Bitcoin, it will help.
Yep.
So, should we go to the main event of the show?
Yeah, that's
The
what everyone's been
unmasking
waiting
of
for.
Satoshi.
No, the unmasking of Adam Back.
Well, that's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah. Okay, so there was a video posted up recently that got a lot of views, and they're basically saying, well, it's a really bad video. They're saying big block propaganda and most of the RPTC conspiracy theories, and then at the end, they say Adam Back is Satoshi because of all these, coincidences that, there's too many coincidences. So obviously he must be Satoshi. But it's a pretty bad video overall. And I mean, when
Lots of conspiracy theory stuff in that video.
Yeah, that's the worst part. But you're kind of self-selecting amongst the group of people interested in eCash. So of course, they're all going to be similar minded, right? Like even Nick Szabo has been identified as a possible Satoshi, and Hal Finney, and they're all a very similar profile. You can make the case for any of them, actually.
Do they all use double spaces?
I don't even think that's important. I mean, that's an artifact of being born in that era, that you're taught to use double spaces. And then the British English is just because British people use that spelling, and Canadians too. So it means absolutely nothing.
And South Africa.
One person in the world that is British and uses double spaces after the period.
And South Africans and Australians and New Zealanders also use that spelling. And I'm certain I could find at least one South African that uses double spaces.
I just know
I was taught to use double spaces in school. Even a young person like me.
What's more interesting is that
young person.
Adam Back appeared on the scene in 2013, like soon after Satoshi disappeared. What else is kind of interesting? He supposedly Satoshi emailed Adam about Bitcoin, but Adam has so far yet refused to reveal any emails that he had with Satoshi, saying that it's private and he didn't want to kind of out Satoshi or he didn't want to reveal without asking Satoshi for permission. So that's kind of like interesting. I mean,
well, yeah, I think the main interesting thing is that he was pretty late to the scene, even though he knew about it from the start. And yeah.
I mean, there's definitely something there. I wouldn't say he's definitely Satoshi, but it's definitely interesting.
There's nothing there. That's the thing. Like, there's even more publicly available information if you wanted to prove Adam is Satoshi. Like, Adam was at Microsoft in 2002 to 2003. And who else is there? Wei Dai is also there in that area. Adam did network code programming for PyCorp. So what is Bitcoin? It's a lot of network code. And Adam also does Windows programming, and so did Satoshi. And there's much more you could look at other than the circumstantial stuff of where he was and when he was online that would finger him to be a Satoshi candidate, even at a higher level than Hal Finney.
So why don't you think Adam is Satoshi?
Because he's not. It's that simple. I mean,
how do you know?
like people have seen the emails too, just because he doesn't post it. Like he's shown a couple people, and they're not really interesting emails. It's just like Satoshi
that sounds like Craig Wright level. Craig Wright has shown his private keys to Roger and others.
Yeah, but there's more stuff too. So Adam is a real applied cryptographer. Satoshi made mistakes that Adam would never make. And if you talk in the applied cryptography circles, like Adam could just say, you know, I would never make this mistake. Let me think. What is it? One is, where did I write it down? I wrote down something. Okay. There was a Merkle tree serialization mistake that Satoshi made that Adam would never have made. It's like a very basic crypto mistake. And Adam's found bugs in PGP. So Satoshi was not a hardcore cryptographer, whereas Adam is. And you know, there's stuff that he's done and contributed that would validate that. Like he helped Monero with smaller ring sigs, right, Rick?
Yeah, so 2015 already. Back in 2015, he posted on Bitcoin Talk a thread called Ring Signature Efficiency. And it was it was basically like, this is what the ring signatures that are used in Monero and CryptoNote look like. And he has an idea about a way to improve efficiency. And if you go and read the MRL paper, the ring confidential transactions MRL paper, which is pretty fundamental to Monero because it applies confidential transactions onto Monero and thus hides transaction amounts. Adam's Bitcoin Talk thread is credited as reducing the size of ring signatures in Monero. So it's I think it would be kind of odd if Satoshi was like, oh hey, I'll help this like coin, which in a sense I would imagine competes with Bitcoin. Definitely from the perspective of Satoshi, he would think that. So yeah, it would be just like either you really want to hide your identity and so you're willing to take that level of risk, or you're just a cryptographer who wants to generally make crypto projects better.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I don't think if Satoshi was around, he would actually not help Monero because of that, right? I don't think he would think that Monero is a competitor to Bitcoin, and because of that, he won't help Monero. I think he would want any coin to succeed if it actually becomes a better form of money. So that's what I think.
Now you're just trying to say that he would also help Litecoin. So
he has helped Litecoin. He wrote me personally and said, and helped me. That's how Litecoin got started. He's like, can you help me? He asked me to help him create a silver to Bitcoin's gold. And I said, okay, fine.
And you can't release the emails, right?
I can't, no.
Yeah, too bad.
No, he did all the coding for Litecoin. I was just the spokesperson.
Yeah, but there's tons of holes in that. If you're like, first of all, for me, the whole praise for Gavin, Andreessen, and big block arguments just invalidates everything else, because like most Bitcoiners know that's all garbage, and you can't really believe the rest of it.
Wait, what is this? What are you talking about?
Oh, he's talking about the video.
Yeah.
So the video was full of bullshit like that. So,
yeah.
It was just a big block propaganda, and it was obviously just like a false flag attack.
Yeah. Well, some people were saying Roger engineered the whole thing, but I don't think Roger is smart enough to do that.
Yeah, and then he would have to admit that Adam Beck is Satoshi. No, I don't think he would ever do that.
Well, apparently RPTC is like torn over it because they like it. It's big blocks, but they don't like it. It's Adam Beck.
The whole big block thing about like the conspiracy about like censorship on our Bitcoin, and that is why like Bitcoin got taken over, and that is why the small blockers won. It's so silly and so far-fetched. I just don't even know like what to say to that. They think like censorship on one Reddit like subreddit is the cause for like all of Bitcoin being different than what would have happened if Reddit wasn't censored.
Yeah, but that's their whole thing, right? Like it's all because of censorship, and that's why they need RBTC.
I know two things for sure. One is that I'm not Satoshi, and two is that Craig Wright is not Satoshi. Other than that, anyone else can be Satoshi.
I thought Satoshi is 4 people.
2 Asians and 2 white guys.
Yeah.
I just said I'm not Satoshi, so maybe that I'm denying it.
You might be a quarter Satoshi.
Okay. Enough about this. So that's it for the topic. So let's move on to questions from the live stream, from the chat. Are there any interesting questions? People are still saying
Did anyone guess my favorite food yet?
I don't know. I didn't follow it.
People just randomly posting food names.
Yeah, Nutella.
Hope you get lucky.
So
chicken.
Another thing was that in the video, it was Lightning Network and Layer 2 was not even mentioned. So it's yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah, but I think if you really want a conspiracy theory, there's like tons that you can craft. Like, why not say, I don't know, Rusty Russell is Satoshi because he joined Blockstream, helped cripple Bitcoin and create Lightning. And he's a Linux programmer and can do C, can code in C. I think if you really want,
actually, yeah, this reminds me. I saw someone say Roger Ver is Cobra. So another interesting thing is actually that Cobra announced that he's leaving, and that he's gonna leave Bitcoin.org, which Roger already offered money for. So do you guys see that?
Roger Ver is Cobra?
Yeah, well, obviously that was a joke, but I mean that reminded me that Cobra is leaving. So are you guys worried that Bitcoin.org will be another Bcash propaganda site soon?
It's slightly worrying. Imagine if both Bitcoin.com and Bitcoin.org push Bitcoin Cash instead of Bitcoin. That's kind of like messed up, but I don't know. Probably doesn't matter in the end. Like there's no internet.com or internet.org pushing internet, so.
There's a question here. How do you comment about Adam having no paper or work during the duration prior to the white paper? Adam was doing stuff. He was he was founding, I think he did Zero Knowledge Systems and then PyCorp, and that got bought by EMC. He's like doing tons of stuff. It's just, he wasn't publishing things. You know, if you really want to go and dig through the publicly available stuff, there's much more publicly available information out there, and you just have to look.
I mean, like, but even what I don't get is like, even if Adam Back is Satoshi, who cares? Like,
Adam would care.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is like, I don't understand what if they think it validates or invalidates their claims about Blockstream or small blocks. I mean, if Adam Back is Satoshi, then it means that like the guy who created it thinks that Bitcoin blocks shouldn't be 128 megs or however big they are.
Yeah,
like that's not good for Bitcoin Cash. So I don't really get it.
Yeah, and then if he is, then shouldn't you be adopting Liquid and Lightning?
Yeah,
technically yes. Yeah, right? I mean, the word of God.
Man, the Bitcoin SV guys are going to be so bleak.
And another thing is that like Blockstream is a for-profit company, so he obviously wants to make a profit. But he wouldn't have to cripple Bitcoin because he has like 1 million Bitcoin anyway. So
well, actually, wait, let's go back a step. So I think Satoshi probably only has like 500,000 Bitcoin.
Oh, and, only 500,000. Okay.
Yeah, only 500,000.
That's a bit more than me, but.
But what's the story behind that? Shouldn't he have like 1 million? Isn't that what the Satoshi?
It's all an estimate based on mining, but I think it's probably closer to 500K. But if you look at when Blockstream was founded in 2014. 500,000 Bitcoin at a couple $100 a Bitcoin would only be worth 200 million. So that's actually not that much money. That's why it's not enough to start the company.
Okay.
Or he has all his coins locked up in a trust that he can't access. So he has to create a for-profit company to make money now. And he needs to cripple Bitcoin and make more money off his for-profit company.
And the bonded courier didn't show up. He got shot somewhere.
But the bonded
He
courier
trusted his friend Craig Wright to set up this bonded courier, and now he's pretty screwed because Craig Wright is suing Adam.
Because the bonded courier is locked down from COVID.
Exactly, and couriers should never be into bondage. It's just not a good idea.
It's a health risk.
Only ponies should be in bondage.
Oh, okay. This got super dark super quickly. Don't tell J.K. Rowling.
It's not even related.
Just trying to fill the gaps. People don't have a lot of questions today.
Okay.
We're trying to run out the clock.
we never said the show was going to be an hour long.
We get but we get paid by the minute.
Do we?
I think so. I mean, I've never been paid by the show, so I don't know. I'm just assuming we get paid by the minute if we ever get paid.
I just keep putting money into this show.
It's like the worst version of a scam coin.
Yes.
This must be what Calvin Air feels like.
Okay, so if there's no more questions, then we're done.
Do we know how many coins Finney left to his family, and if they were put in a trust? I don't think there's any.
I believe the answer is at least one.
Well, if you mind, it's at
he has
least
a good
50.
amount of coins, which is good. I think he has a good amount. Well, my favorite Satoshi is actually Dorian Nakamoto. He's awesome.
Oh yeah, he's pretty cool.
We should have him for at MCC 2021.
Yeah, we can try. We actually talked about bringing him for 2020, but
we're just taking him out to lunch and he'll come.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess that's it for the show. I need to go eat lunch anyway. So I'm sitting in the attic and I can smell everything already. So I'm getting hungry. So, but I won't tell you what my favorite food is just yet, because otherwise you can cheat. Thank you for watching. And I hope everyone knows now that Adam Beck is Satoshi. And see you next time.
Yeah. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah, we never know which side where it is, but
and it's mirrored.
I think it's here.
Like that.
It's here, right?
Probably.
Maybe.
And maybe next time there will be another giveaway. So make sure to watch next time and prepare some questions. I mean, come on, prepare, guys. What are you doing? Just watching?
we do all this work and then you guys do nothing. Like, come on.
For how much we prepare, you guys need to prepare also.
Exactly.
Exactly. Do your homework.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.